Hello and welcome back to another video. I am Harish, and in this channel I talk about various no-code tools using which you can create automations, websites, mobile apps, Google Actions, Alexa skills, and pretty much anything that requires uh, people to code and build. And in this video we are going to talk about how you could build a support skill or a Google action using voice flow, where people can raise support tickets for your service either using an Alexa or Google Assistant on their phones, or using the speaker or the smart assistant device that they have, from which you can get notified about the request on your Slack channel if you are running Slack at your company. So if I am a customer and I raise a ticket saying my XYZ is not working, this gets directly sent to you in your Slack channel, and we'll look at building this whole process without absolutely any coding at all. So let's get started. To build this, you will need two things essentially. One is a Slack account, and the second one is voice flow account. And the Slack account will be used to get the API keys. I'll show you how to get the API key, and then we look at building this whole thing on voice flow. You can either deploy this on Google Assistant or Alexa, and I will leave that up to you to decide. But the process is pretty much the same. There are no changes either for Alexa or for Google Assistant. So the first step is, let's take a look at how we can get the API key from Slack. Great. So open up the Slack channel that you own or you are the admin for, and from here you have to go to settings and go anything. Go to workspace settings. Let us go from there, and from here, what you could do is use the menu, and you can go to configure apps, and from here is where we will create an app first and then get the API key. So to create an app, all you have to do is go to build, right? You can see these are all the apps that I already have, and you can say create new app, and we'll just select from scratch, and I will call this Slack notifier, and you have to select the workspace. So I'm going to obviously select the workspace that I'm admin for and create the app. Once you are here, the next step for us is to give permissions for posting in a Slack channel for this application. And for that, I'm going to quickly open up the API URL. I'll just share this URL in the description for you to look at as well. This is the API that we need, through which we will send a message to Slack basically. And the permissions that we need in this case are called scopes, are here listed here: bot tokens and user tokens. We'll just have to add these to our app, and then we should be ready to go and get the API key. So we'll head back to the page we were in, then go to auth and permissions on the left, and here just scroll down. You should see bot tokens and user tokens, where you can add the scopes. So in bot token scope, we need chat right as the scope that we need. So what I'm going to do is add and say chat is to write. And under user token, we need these chat write, write user, and write bot. So I'm going to add all those just in case. Chat write. Then we have I think we're good to go. That scope is enough. And now scroll back up and click on install to workspace, so that this gets installed on the Slack channel that you intend to get the notifications on, and click allow, and you should be done. Once this is done, your app is installed to the workspace. Now all you have to do is copy the token and keep it at the side, right? So that's the first step to get the auth token. And now the next step for us is go to VoiceFlow. If you don't have an account, just create an account, and then in the dashboard just click create project, and I will name this Slack notifier as an example. Click on continue. For this example case, I'm going to use Alexa. You can also try the same thing exactly with Google Assistant as well. I'm going to create project, and the first step is going to be a welcome message that whenever the user invokes this skill, the Alexa has to say something, right? So what is Alexa going to say? Let's add a speak block quickly, and I'm going to call this the welcome block, and inside this Alexa will say, happy to help you, please share in detail your complaint. Sorry about that. Okay, and we will share that with our experts. Right, once this is done, the user will say something, will say, explain his issue, right? So we have to store that in a variable. So what I'm going to do is first link the start block to the welcome block, and from the welcome block, what we are going to do first as a first step is store the value that the user is saying in a variable. Variable is where all the text that the user speaks out is getting stored. So what we are going to do is click on logic inside the left block, and then select the capture block, and inside the capture block what we are going to do is this will become custom, since this is not a specific thing or a number that the user is saying but a text. So we'll store this in a value called user response, and then just click create, and this will get stored here. Now I'm going to link this to this. Now our next step is to check if the user has said anything or not. So what we are going to do is just select the if block. So in the if block, what you have to do is check if the user underscore response variable is empty or not. We'll have to check it using an expression, because this is the variable that we are storing. So click on add condition, and inside expression all you have to do is inside curly braces enter user underscore response equals empty, right? So this is valid. If this is empty, you can say a message, otherwise you can send what the user said to Slack basically directly, right? So I'm going to link this directly to this block and call it validate if empty, and if this is empty, what we'll do is we'll just say a message, or we can just simply send the user back to the first message itself directly, so that Alexa will repeat saying just give us your problem, right? And if it is not empty, then we will need the API block, and you can see that on the left inside integration, just drag and drop the integration, and inside integration what we will need is basically this is where we will send the message, right? So the API URL is going to be from here, right? Just copy this first. I'll explain where to put the key and all, right? So once you copy that, just make sure you change the URL to the Slack account. In my case, it is the no code slack.slack.com/API. The rest of the URL remains same. And in header, enter authorization, and in value you have to start with entering bearer space, and now go back to the keys that you have and copy the second one. It has to be the workspace key XOXP, the bot user token key. Just copy it, head back to voice flow, and paste it. Now you also have to add another header. So I'm just going to click here plus, and then add content hyphen type. Content hyphen type is going to be application/JSON. JSON is the format in which we will send the values to this API. And now click on body. Sorry, we have to change this to post. Make sure you change it to post, and then we'll have the body tab here. Post is usually how you send something to an API. Get is how you bring some data from the API. That's the difference. So inside body, make sure you select raw. I'm going to paste it here. So this is the channel ID. How do I get this ID? I go back to my Slack. So once you're in Slack, just click on the channel you want to receive the messages in, and click on the drop down against the channel name and copy the channel ID. I just copied it. I'm going to go here and paste it here. Is the same one, and you have to just paste the user response in curly braces, so that whatever the user says just gets sent here. So once you click test request, what it is going to do is it'll ask you what the user response value should be. I'll say this is the first test and send request, and this should be able to now send it, right? Okay, so there is an error, right? It says not in channel, the error. So what you have to do is go back to your Slack and add this bot here, right? How do you do that? Just click on this and add Slack notifier is the user. So you have to add Slack notifier. Now, now if we test this, the same thing, we're going to do resend request. Now it's okay, it's done. Now you go back to your Slack and you have a message. This is the first test. That's it, it works. So let's just try it out now. So what we have done so far is we have created a welcome block where Alexa says, what is your problem? Tell us your problem, or Google action. And then once the user says the problem, we are checking if it is empty or not. If it is empty, it's just going to repeat. Otherwise, it's going to go to the API. And if it is success, then we are going to say a message that says your request has been sent to our experts team and they'll get back to you, right? So for that, again, it's simple. We just use a speak block, and then here your message has been sent to our experts. They will get back to you soon, right? Now that's the message that we will do when there is a success, and if there is a failure, we can also do another speak block, right? So I'm going to drag this a little here so that you can see, right? I hope you are able to see. Yeah, so this is the success block that we just added, and this is the failure block. So if the API fails, this goes here. So here it will say there was an error, please try again. Failure has been linked. This is the Slack API block. Always remember to name these blocks so that you know if you're building a complex skill, you know which block means what. So yep, that's it. That's how this works. Now let's just quickly go and test this out. How can you test this if you don't have a device? It's pretty simple. All you have to do is click on run, and it will run the prototype for you. Whatever you built, it will run as to how it will exactly run on a device. Right now, always remember to train your Alexa skill and then run it, right? Yep, once the training is done, you can run the test. So I'm going to click on run test.
Happy to help you. Please share in detail your complaint and we will share that with our experts.
That's my response.
Your message has been sent to our experts. They will get back to you soon.
Awesome. So I believe this has been sent. As you can see, it did send it, right? Now what you can also do is there are variables available inside VoiceFlow that you can append to your request, where you can mention the user name or the user ID specifically to identify which user has requested this, right? So to do that, all you have to do is again go back to the body, and here you can append the same, right? That's it. That's how you build a skill or even a assistant app for people to directly raise support requests instead of them calling you on your toll-free number or waiting for hours together to raise requests. Drop a like if that was useful. Consider subscribing if you are interested in no code, and if you know anybody who has ideas and is trying to find developers, send them here. They learn a lot, and see you in the next one. Peace.